Hello there, and welcome once again to Truro Cathedral. It's quite late afternoon as I record this little vlog for you, and I am in St Mary's Aisle, the oldest part of the cathedral, before its magnificent reredos that you can see behind me. I confess to cheating a little today, because normally we've been reading through the New Testament reading for morning prayer, and the New Testament reading for Tuesday, the 10th of November, would have once again been from the book of Revelation. But rather than go for the morning prayer reading that day, I've gone for the evening prayer reading. And this reading is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5. And I'm going to read to you verses 13 to 16. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hidden. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under a bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. We are in lockdown times again, and actually as I sit here, we've had the first lockdown day here in the cathedral, and it's been very quiet indeed, and the streets of Truro have been almost deserted, and I guess that's really what is required right now. I think the reading that we've just heard really is about the whole notion of the responsibility we have to serve the world and to serve others. And that can often feel like really quite an awesome responsibility. We know ourselves quite well, and so often we are left wondering how we can help when we are the people that we are. But we are God's people, and we are reliant much of the time on being channels of His grace to others in our world. I guess right now, and in days and weeks to come, we will wonder how we might serve others from the restrictions of our own homes, or in a time when we are not allowed in any way to be alongside many of those for whom we would have care and concern. But then I think there is still that obligation on each one of us to keep in touch. Saltiness also is an interesting thing. Saltiness is sharp, and sometimes I think that may relate to our involvement in the political dimension of life. Sometimes it might be right for us to challenge those in authority and those who govern us about things that are happening and the way that they're happening. How we shouldn't lose sight of that saltiness as part of our own journey and pilgrimage and responsibility. At the same time, I suppose it's much more easy to think of ourselves as trying to be light in the world, trying somehow to shed that light into another person's darkness. And my guess would be that one of the best things we might be able to do at this time is simply to phone another person up to make contact with them, to have some kind of video call, even in extremis to make them the one person that you might meet out of doors. And if you see that their life at this time is somewhat crowded with darkness, pray that somehow God will enable you to cast some light into the darkness that they feel. I pray that you might be a channel of God's grace in the lives of others, as I hope and pray that might be the case for me each day. A prayer now about Christian service. Open my eyes that I may see the deepest needs of humanity. Move my hands that they may feed the hungry. Touch my heart that it may bring warmth to the despairing. Teach me the generosity that welcomes strangers. Let me share my possessions to clothe the naked. Give me the care that might strengthen the sick. Make me share in the quest to set the prisoners free. In sharing our anxieties and our love, our poverty and our prosperity, we partake of your divine presence. We give you thanks for its power in our lives. Amen.